Okay, this video is a very simple video. We're going to take a look at two lawn mowers which are for sale in Bunnings Hardware in Australia, and I could see one was yellow and one was green. One was made by Yard King, the other one made by Cheetah, and they had a price difference of $105. So I'm going to show you things in the video and you're going to tell me what's different between these two lawnmowers because I need you to tell me what's going on here. You might be asking, Leo, why are you looking at these bottom-end made-in-China petrol lawnmowers? I was lucky enough to find one of these thrown out on a curbside cleanup, and I started to investigate what was going on here. The first thing I look at with things thrown out is, when was it made? I could see a date of October 2020. That's a very curious time in China. Just think back to what was going on in the latter part of 2020 without saying a word starting with C. Just think of what was going on back then. And looking over this lawnmower, I could see it was all there. I checked the oil, and guess what? The oil's nice and clean. I checked it to see if it had fuel. Wow, it's still got fuel there. The fuel smelled fresh. I thought to myself, is it seized up? Well, maybe I'll try and start this lawnmower. Well, guess what? This lawnmower roared to life. It's a goer! Yeah, baby, yeah! Although it's blowing a bit of smoke there, that's not a good sign. So, okay, the lawnmower's got a problem. It's blowing smoke, and it's not a little bit of smoke, it's a lot of smoke. My gut feeling is it's the oil scraper ring on the piston, or it could be the valve guides, or maybe it's something you can suggest that's gone wrong here. In starting the lawnmower up, it had the owner come out to see what I was up to, and then I got the full story and history of this lawnmower. Let's cut to what I found out from the video I took by the curbside. I've got a really cool backstory now. The owner came out and had a chat to me about this lawnmower. Guess how long he's had it for? 2 years. I'm putting the real two fingers up there. Normally I make a joke of doing that. 2 years. He purchased it at Bunnings and it was $260. I'm going to have to look online to just double check all this. I asked him about the warranty and he just said, well, look, it's a mower that's blowing a lot of smoke. He knows what's wrong with it, but this is a conundrum, and even he understood it. The gentleman was Chinese. He was a wonderful person to talk to. He said to get this fixed would cost more than the mower. I'm really happy I've got the backstory to this. I will do some double checking online just to see if the numbers that were said to me were correct, but I'm believing the person who owned this. And yeah, it gets back to buy cheap, buy twice. Unfortunate, but that's the world we live in now. So that gets us to why I was going to a Bunnings to take a look at these Chinese-made petrol lawnmowers. Shock, horror and surprise, there's two there side by side. One is a Yard King, it's yellow, 16-inch for $369. And right next to it is a Cheetah, which is green, 16-inch for $264. That's $105 difference between these two lawnmowers. And because I'm a stupid, curious person, I started to ask myself, what's different between these two lawnmowers? I can see there's a big price difference, but where is that exposed in what is there for sale? And this is the part in the video where I show you pictures from each lawnmower, and this is where I need to be as fair as possible when showing you these pictures because we don't want to manipulate anything here. One thing I noticed was the yellow Yard King was raised up, set to possibly cut a higher grass, yet the Cheetah was set down low. But the more I looked at this, the more and more I spooked myself. And I kept looking back at the price ticket. I started to look at the boxes that were there, that is the stock in store. And I even asked the staff person what's the difference between these two lawnmowers. And not even they could tell me, apart from the price, apart from the colour and apart from their names. And then I had a look online of the listings of these lawnmowers at Bunnings, and then I noticed these little tiny differences in the numbers around these lawnmowers. The more expensive one had more details, the less expensive one had less details. And then I looked at the packaging and I thought to myself, that's weird. It's saying that the packaging is different of one versus the other. I thought to myself, that's weird. When I was in store looking at the lawnmowers, I thought the boxes were all the same size. But I had to double check. I went back to the Bunnings to line up the boxes in different ways to verify that the boxes are exactly the same. And while I was there, I tried to put a measuring tape over the back wheels, which were deemed to be different sizes looking at the online details. Because I can't get the lawnmowers down onto ground, it was very difficult to get a measuring tape over the back wheels. There was a weight difference set online between the two lawnmowers, but looking at the boxing, that was difficult to establish as well. One's got a defined weight, the other one's got a weight between one number to the next. Very strange. To me, these lawnmowers are near identical. Maybe the cover on the exhaust is slightly different on one to the other. I would love to have seen the blades. There were no blades for sale. There's sort of no parts for these things. I couldn't get them off the rack because they're locked down. I was so close to buying both of these lawnmowers just to prove a point. But hey, considering the rubbish income on YouTube these days, I'm never going to cover the costs. I'll be lucky to get 20 bucks from this stupid video alone. So it's up to you to tell me what is going on here. What have I missed? Do I have to say sorry for Bunnings because I've made a massive blunder here? Remember, you can't take the stock off the shelf. The stickers are stuck down on the shelf as well. It's not as if someone's grabbed another lawnmower and thrown it up there for fun. That hasn't gone on here. And I did my best to try and find something which was a definitive difference between these two lawnmowers. And remember, it's up to the audience to tell me, explain to me what is the difference going on between these two lawnmowers that sets up a $105 difference in price. And maybe it's important to remember these two factors. Number one, there is no law against making a profit. And number two, as a consumer, always be buyer beware. I hope that's a start, something like that. With my foot in the right area, give it a bit of a pull. So yeah, it's up and running again. I want to see that smoke again. I'm going to get the throttle up a bit. I want to smell the smoke properly to work out what's burning in here. Let me get down into it. That's engine oil. Okay. Yeah, that's engine oil. It's burning. Oil, definitely engine oil burning. I don't like the fact of how it was blowing smoke. I think that might be a problem. Let me get it up onto the grass because I won't be taking this home because from what I can see, I'd say the piston rings have got a problem, or maybe this engine was just rubbish from the start.